said, listen, man, all of this going back and forth shit, man, either Jerry goes or I go. And he looked me in my face and said, I can't get rid of Jerry. That was the end of me and Eazy-E's relationship.
And Eazy said, you know this guy Suge Knight? I said, yeah. He says, well, he said, this guy's gonna be a problem, and I think I should.
He was talking about, yo, let's get the group back together. You think you could do it? I was like, yo, you work it out with Dre, come holler at me, you know what I mean? And it didn't happen because a few months later he was sick. You know, I'm learning that, yeah, he found out that Jerry was stealing, and he had confronted Jerry and fired Jerry, and all this kind of stuff happened from the time I left to the time, you know, he passed.
So it turns out that Jerry Heller didn't just break up N.W.A. Word is he might have broken Eazy-E for real. And Dre's finally speaking up, and what he's saying, it's cold. According to reports, Jerry played puppet master behind the scenes, setting Eazy up while pretending to protect him. And Ice Cube, bro, was almost next. According to the Los Angeles Times, Eazy-E died just 1 month after an AIDS diagnosis. Natural causes? That's what they said. But now, folks are calling it a setup. And one name that keeps coming up, Jerry Heller. As you already know, that's the same dude who co-founded Ruthless Records with Eazy back in '87. The same guy who played boss over N.W.A.'s rise and allegedly their entire downfall. See, folks close to the situation been saying Jerry wasn't just managing the business. He was owning it, controlling everything, from the books to the beefs. Word is, Eazy ain't even check what Jerry was doing behind the scenes. He was blinded by comfort, living well while the rest of the crew got scraps. Meanwhile, Dre and Cube, they weren't just mad for no reason. They tried to warn Eazy, said Jerry was lining his pockets off their backs. But Eazy didn't want to hear it. Dre said it plain. Jerry played the divide and conquer game. Instead of taking care of everybody, he picked one dude to take care of, and that was Eazy. And Eazy was like, I'm taken care of, so F it. In a resurfaced interview, Dre said he confronted him, even gave him a choice, me or Jerry. And Eazy still picked Jerry.
I said, listen, man, all of this going back and forth shit, man, either Jerry goes or I go. And he looked me in my face and said, I can't get rid of Jerry. That was the end of me and Eazy-E's relationship.
That hit Dre hard. He said losing Eazy felt like losing a brother. And it's kind of crazy to listen to that coming from him, knowing that he had actually lost his little brother Tyree in 1989.
The feeling I had at that moment was similar to losing a brother. Seriously broke my heart.
Now fast forward to February 1995, out of nowhere, Eazy gets rushed to the hospital with a bad cough. They say he's diagnosed with full-blown AIDS. Weeks later, he's gone. But here's where it gets wild. Right before he died, Eazy had decided to fire Jerry. Word is Eazy found out he was being robbed blind. Some close to him said Jerry stole from the records account, mismanaged everything. Like, everything. Even DJ Yella later admitted Jerry swindled him too.
This was in 1990. I didn't have no $93,000 in taxes. I didn't make that much money. Back then, $93,000, you had to make at least $300,000.
Right. Yeah.
I didn't make no $300,000. I just happened to owe $93,000. What the check says. You don't see the cahoots.
Okay.
You don't see the cahoots.
So you're saying that Jerry basically robbed you of that $93,000?
And now the whole picture starts to look dirty. Like Jerry ain't never been about loyalty, just cash. Like he was cool riding N.W.A.'s success till it crashed, then dipped out when it got real. And suddenly, the theories don't sound so crazy no more. In recent interviews, Dre has opened up about Jerry's role. And every time he speaks on Jerry, he don't sound like a man just venting. He sounds like someone who knows Jerry ain't clean. He's hinted Jerry knew more than he ever let on. And if you ask folks around, a lot of them think Jerry lined Eazy up, that maybe his death wasn't natural after all. Cause when you slow it down, none of it adds up. Sources close to Eazy said he was fine just days before going to the hospital. No signs of being sick, no weight loss, no symptoms, nothing, just a cough. Then suddenly, full-blown AIDS, just like that. And to make things weirder, some of the women Eazy was with tested negative. So, how did he get it? And why did it progress that fast? Even rapper Drew Down raised eyebrows about foul play in an interview.
Go back to LA. 2 days later, Eazy-E got full-blown AIDS. Now, you got to think, Eazy-E was funking at this time. This man his breathing, doing his thing. All our chest was hurting. Nigga, we was smoking pounds. So we all was fucked. But he was just ready to cut and go home when he did.
Now, some folks say, oh, it was 1995, medicine wasn't advanced yet. Yeah, fair. But even then, how do you go from healthy to dead from AIDS in a few weeks? That ain't how AIDS works. And when you connect the dots, something's off. Because get this, Suge Knight and Jerry Heller shared the same doctor, allegedly. That's the same doctor who treated Eazy when he got sick.
Doctor, can you just give us a general, there was complications through AIDS?
Yes, his death occurred as a direct complication of acquired immune deficiency syndrome.
And that's where the rabbit hole gets deeper. Rumors been floating for years that Eazy didn't catch AIDS naturally, that he was given it, that he might have been injected, infected on purpose. A lot of folks brushed that off as a conspiracy until that Suge Knight interview resurfaced. The one where he jokingly said there's a new way to kill people, that you don't gotta shoot them no more. Just inject them with something like an AIDS needle. Said it straight up on TV. And the worst part, the crowd laughed like it was funny.
Technology is so high, right? Right. So if you shoot somebody, you go to jail forever. So the kids, you don't want to go to jail forever, right? So they got this new thing out there. People sell them all the time. They got this stuff they get blood from somebody with AIDS, and then they shoot you with it. Oh, that's a slow death. Yeah. An Eazy-E thing, you know what I mean? Yeah. Oh, no. Okay.
But now, ain't nobody laughing, because people are starting to wonder, was that a slip-up, or was Suge hinting at something real, something he and Jerry knew all along? And the bigger question is, why would Jerry want Eazy gone? What would he gain? The man already had a foot in the door. And then there's Suge. What the hell was his role in all this? He wasn't tight with Jerry. They weren't business partners. What would he gain from Eazy being out of the picture? Control? Revenge? Or was he just the muscle behind someone else's plan? Back in the day, Eazy met Jerry with street money in his pocket. That cash launched Ruthless Records, but the power wasn't shared. Now don't get it twisted. While Eazy brought the muscle and the cash, Jerry brought the pen and the paperwork. He helped Eazy learn the ropes, showed him how the business side really moved. On the surface, it looked like a solid team-up, but behind the scenes, Jerry was already plotting chess while Eazy was still thinking it was checkers. Now, let's rewind back real quick to when Dre and Cube started calling foul. They told Eazy straight up, yo, this Jerry dude's robbing you blind. But Eazy didn't want to believe it. Loyalty? Maybe. Or maybe he was just too comfortable with Jerry being his so-called mentor. Either way, Eazy ignored them, said he was good. Meanwhile, Jerry was allegedly eating real deep out of Eazy's pocket. Like, not just a taste, he was damn near cleaning the plate every time the check came in. But here's where it flips. Once Eazy saw the game, he was furious, betrayed, robbed, and ready to cut Jerry off. According to Hip Hop DX, Lazy did an interview with The Art of the Dialogue and claimed Eazy found out about Jerry's robbing him.
Behind the scenes, everything that was unfolding as far as the transitions from Ruthless Records and everything before he died, all that was already taking place. You know what I mean? The wheels was in motion already. But from what I heard was Jerry Heller just wasn't fair with his money and misappropriated a bunch of Eazy-E's funds, and Eazy-E started find out.
And for Jerry, that was the death sentence. Dude wasn't just Eazy's manager. He was eating solely off Eazy. That was his whole bag, his income, his clout. So, if Eazy fired him, that meant no more checks, no more royalties, no more nothing. Just a disgraced old exec with no artist to back him. Allegedly, Jerry had a choice. Either take the L and walk away broke or get Eazy out of the picture before the cut happened. And if Eazy's gone, guess what? Jerry still gets access to them royalties. Still gets to play the grieving friend while cashing out behind the scenes. Word is, that was the motive. That's the setup. Now let's circle back to Suge Knight, as he was deep into this mess too. Cause his beef with Eazy goes way back. Y'all know Suge wasn't ever cool with Eazy. That hate started bubbling when Dre wanted out of Ruthless. Dre was fed up with Jerry Heller's games. He wanted out. Eazy said nah, but Suge wasn't having that. Remember the studio incident? The same studio 4 Life was recorded in? That's where it popped off. Eazy refused to release Dre. Suge pulls up, tells Eazy he got Jerry kidnapped in a van. Eazy didn't believe that mess. So Suge upped the pressure, slid a piece of paper across the table with Eazy's mother's address on it, told him, "I know where your mama stay." Now, that's not business, but a threat. Eazy signed Dre over, not because he wanted to, because he had to. After that, things got hostile, tracks got dropped, disses flew. Eazy and Suge's beef got loud, but here's the twist. After all the madness, after Cube and Dre had bounced, Eazy finally saw what they were talking about. He realized Jerry had been finessing him all along, and once that hit, he wanted to make peace. Ice Cube even said in an interview, Eazy wanted to bring Dre back, squash the beef, and rebuild. They had that talk, but before anything could happen, Eazy got sick and passed shortly.
Come on, yo, let's get the group back together. You think you could do it? I was like, yo, you work it out with Dre? Come holler at me, you know what I mean? And it didn't happen because a few months later, he was sick.
So now we've got a timeline. Eazy catches Jerry stealing, fires him, starts peace talks with Dre, and then he's gone. Word is Suge caught wind of that reconciliation talk and wasn't feeling it. If Dre went back to Ruthless, that's power slipping out of Suge's hands. Allegedly, that's when he linked up with Jerry. Two enemies, same target. One wanted to keep his royalties, the other wanted to protect his turf. Eazy was in the way for both. And don't forget that interview. Jerry said he was the one who stopped Eazy from putting a hit out on Suge.
And Eazy said, "You know this guy Suge Knight?" I said, "Yeah." He says, "Well, I'm going to kill him." He said, "This guy's going to be a problem, and I think I should kill him."
So now you tell me, was Jerry trying to save Suge, or was he laying groundwork to look innocent later? Because when Eazy was gone, Jerry still had his hands in the cookie jar, still getting paid. Now some folks try to twist it, say Dre might have been involved, that he put a hit on Eazy. But nah, let's not play stupid. Dre and Eazy were brothers before all the business beef. That theory only got legs, cause Suge started talking slick behind bars recently, talking about phone calls, threats, and whatnot. But that's the same dude who went on live TV and casually talked about using AIDS needles to take people out. Ain't nobody forgetting that clip. And for the folks who want to act like Eazy himself didn't know what was going down, go back and listen. In his final interviews, he said straight, Suge and Dre wanted him out.
Suge tried to destroy my record company with the help of others. Dre.
But that was during the beef, before they squashed it, before he called Cube and tried to fix it. He wasn't pointing fingers out of paranoia. He was saying what it was at the time. The real question is, why is Suge still trying to shift the blame? From behind bars, still tossing names, changing narratives like a man trying to rewrite history. But Jerry, even though he's dead, he left behind a trail that don't smell right. Dude was too close to the money, too quiet when it mattered, too connected for someone who claimed he wasn't involved. If Eazy had lived, fired him, and aired him out, Jerry's legacy would have crumbled. But Eazy didn't live. Jerry got to keep his position. Coincidence? Maybe not. And now folks are starting to ask the real questions. Did Suge and Jerry team up, or just cash out in the same silence? Either way, one's behind bars, the other, according to the BBC, stayed getting paid till he passed. Because if Eazy was set up, if they lined him up to protect the money, the control, the empire, then this goes way deeper than beef tracks and studio drama. This is business, blood business. And the way that industry moves, 1 minute you're the king, next minute you're gone. But who pulled the trigger, and who kept counting the money afterward? Looks like the mystery behind Eazy's death is far from solved. There are more layers to peel. Eazy's family, the paperwork, and those last days. Some strange moves were made. Who was really behind them? Who had the power to make a healthy man disappear in weeks? And the online community been loud. One dude hit hard saying, Eazy not letting Jerry go cost him his life in the end. Another wrote, Jerry Heller took out Eazy-E. Suge knew what happened. So was Eazy's death just beef gone too far? Or a business hit in disguise? Drop your thoughts, cause this story still ain't adding up. And if you're here for unfiltered truths and eye-opening reveals, don't just scroll. Stick around and check out the video coming up next.